Today, I want to share my journey of self-publishing my new book, The Positivity Switch. If you ever thought about writing a book but felt overwhelmed by the process, or if you're curious about the challenges of self-publishing, this story is for you. There were ups and downs and moments of sheer frustration, but in the end, I learned so much, and I hope my story inspires you to take that first step towards your own book. Hello, home bosses. My name is Nuria Corby from thehomeboss.com. Welcome to my channel where I teach people how to make an income online from self-publishing. So I hope you're going to enjoy the story of how I published this book. It wasn't easy, I tell you, but I hope you enjoy it, and I hope there is some inspiration or some tips for you to make your publishing journey a little bit smoother than mine. So let's dive into it and see what happened. You know how I always tell people, write what you know about? Well, people often ask me, what book would you write if you could write about anything? And for me, the answer was immediate. Positivity. I've always been a positive person, and positivity is my thing. It's what gets me through tough times and helps me thrive. So while I've written the Home Boss Toolkit for self-publishers, the Positivity Switch was different. It was my first book aimed at a wider audience, and it was deeply personal, a book I felt compelled to write. So what tools did I use and how did I get started? Well, starting can feel like the hardest part of writing a book. So my advice would be just start. It doesn't matter if it's the first chapter or a random thought. Just get that first sentence down. That's so important because I think that's why most people don't write a book, because they just don't get started. And then to write and format my book, I used a tool called Atticus. It's made by the same people that make Publisher Rocket, and it's very user-friendly, and I highly recommend it. You can also use tools like Word or Google Docs or even Canva for low-content books, although I found that Canva was less ideal for written books. And for the illustrations in the book, I experimented with Midjourney, but I didn't use the images as they were. I modified them in Procreate and Canva, and I enhanced them with a tool that I use called Let's Enhance. It was a really creative process, and I loved every minute of it. But now came the publishing process, and that's where the problems started. I decided to upload my book both to Amazon and IngramSpark, and I didn't just create the Positivity Switch, I also created another book which is called Switch Your Light On, and it's a journal that accompanies the Positivity Switch. So when people read the Positivity Switch, they can then get the journal to practice the fundamental ideas in the Positivity Switch, and it's in form of a journal, and I think it turned out quite nice. And I was excited to hit publish. So I published both on IngramSpark and Amazon, and IngramSpark was quick and problem-free. And I was a little bit worried about IngramSpark because I thought they might not accept the journal as it's more of a low-content book. But I think because it's so detailed and there aren't really repetitive pages in it, I think that's why they accepted it. So like I said, IngramSpark was quick and no problems. But my experience with Amazon, wow, let's just say it tested my patience. Both my book and its companion journal were rejected by Amazon. And the reason for that was they said it contains large blocks of text captured as images. So I was baffled because IngramSpark had approved it with no issues. And I couldn't see what the problem was. I knew there were no text images. There were images, but the text was definitely not created as an image. And I had created the Positivity Switch in Atticus, and the journal was created in Canva, and I was surprised that both books were flagged up for the same reason. So I kept emailing Amazon and explaining that I didn't understand the problem and could they explain more about it. But I was just getting the same replies back and they were just repeating the first email that I received. So there was no clarification. So after countless emails that felt like they were going in circles, I decided to switch to Amazon's chat feature, where I finally spoke to a real person. And on the chat feature, the person I spoke to told me that they couldn't see the problem either, and that they were going to refer it back to the Amazon KDP team. And at this point, I also reached out to Attica support, and they were amazing, and they pinpointed the problem. Basically, my PDF had been corrupted when saved to my PC, and a fresh download would fix the issue. So I did that. In the meantime, I understood now what the problem was. The PDF was corrupted, and in the meantime, Amazon actually approved my journal. They suddenly just said, there's no problems, we can publish it, and the journal was published. So the only problem I had now was the positivity switch, and it was a bit strange because it showed me that there really wasn't a problem with the journal because they were suddenly able to publish it. But the positivity switch was different. They kept repeating that there were text images, and I wrote to them saying that I understood now what the problem was. But in the meantime, Amazon went and blocked my book. So now I couldn't really upload the revised interior. So Amazon wasn't done with me yet. They just blocked my book. I think they went round in circles so many times with my emails backwards and forwards that they got fed up with it. And they told me then that I had to upload the book all over again as a new upload. So this is where the drama really started getting worse. When I tried to re-upload, I hit another roadblock. I couldn't reuse my ISBN. As I had already published on IngramSpark, I needed to keep the same ISBN on Amazon to maintain consistency. But because my book was blocked and I had uploaded it with my ISBN, when I tried to upload the book again, it said that the ISBN was already in use, but of course it was already in use by the blocked book. So I went back to Amazon chat and I explained the situation, and after a few more emails and some nail-biting days, they unblocked my book. So I was able to upload the revised PDF, and I was just keeping my fingers crossed by that time. But then a new issue arose. Amazon claimed my book was available from another publisher and needed me to prove my publishing rights. I really didn't know what to do about this one because I had the publishing rights. I was the author, and basically they saw my book that was published on IngramSpark, because IngramSpark then distributed to Amazon, so it was on Amazon, and Amazon didn't want to publish it because they thought, well, it's already on Amazon, we need to know that you have got the publishing rights. And how do you prove your publishing rights? I didn't know. So after scouring Facebook groups for advice, I crafted a formal letter on behalf of my publishing company, Homeboss Media, asserting my rights as both author and publisher. So finally, on January the 3rd, I got the email, "Congratulations, your book has been approved." So you can imagine what a palaver it was. And I was just going backwards, forwards with all these emails. And in the end, I had to write a letter from myself to myself. That's what it basically is. I kind of adapted the letter from a letter that I found in a Facebook group that somebody wrote because they had the same problem. It's actually not uncommon. I saw a lot of people with this problem. So it's something that can be overcome. It's just all about ticking the boxes for Amazon and seeing what they can accept as evidence. So what have I learned through all of this? Well, this experience taught me the value of patience and persistence. If you're dealing with publishing setbacks, here's my advice. Stay calm and keep communicating with Amazon. Use their chat feature to get quicker, more personal responses. Back up your files and track every step of the publishing process. And join author communities online. Facebook groups were a lifesaver for me. There's one group that I'd like to give a shout out to, and it's called 20 Books to 50k, and there was a lot of really useful information in that group. So setbacks are frustrating, but they are part of the journey, so keep pushing and don't give up. And now that the book is live, I'm focusing on marketing. So what I'll do is I'll run Amazon ads, I will post on social media, and I'm thinking of experimenting with Facebook ads. I'm also considering TikTok, but I've got a bit of a mental block there. It's something that I just can't get on with. I don't know how to use it. And I'm also worried about the future of TikTok, so I'm not sure whether it's worth me investing my time now if it's not going to be a long-lasting platform. So I'm going to have a think about that and see what I can do. It's just that I've never really been able to use TikTok very well. So that is a problem that I need to face. So my mindset for marketing is simple. Don't aim for perfection. Aim for progress. Every step forward counts. Publishing the Positivity Switch and Switch Your Light On, the journal, wasn't an easy ride, but it was worth every challenge. So I hope you enjoyed watching that, and like I said at the beginning of the video, it wasn't easy, but with a bit of determination and a lot of patience, we can get through things like that. And I hope this inspired you to still publish your own book. And the experience is absolutely fantastic. Once your book is actually out there, there's nothing better. And I hope you check out the Positivity Switch. And this wasn't the only book I published. I published 2 books at the same time. The other one was the Switch Your Light On journal, which is a book or journal that goes with the Positivity Switch, and basically the Positivity Switch teaches you all the fundamentals, and this is a journal where you can then apply what you learn in the Positivity Switch. And I think it turned out really well. Let me know what you think, and also let me know if you are thinking of publishing a non-fiction or even a fiction book. You all know me mainly for my low content book tutorials, but I thought it might be nice to create a non-fiction book, and I'm actually planning on creating many more like that. I've really got the writing bug now, and I enjoyed it so much that I want to create more books like that. So I hope this video was helpful to you, and I hope it inspired you as much as writing this book inspired me. So thank you again for watching. I'll see you again in my next video. Bye bye.